Hello everyone, welcome. I'm David Wippman, the president of Hamilton College, and with me today are some of the folks that you'll be seeing on a regular basis over the next 4 years. Now normally, I'd begin an event like this by asking you to turn off your cell phone. Well, we'll come back to that. But first, let's talk about the elephant in the room. After all, you're coming to college in the middle of a global pandemic. And let's be candid, your timing could have been better. After all, you've spent most of your life preparing for the moment when you would go to college. It should be a moment of unmixed joy and excitement. Certainly, you'll meet many people here who will be friends for life. You'll work closely with faculty who will teach, mentor, and inspire you. And over the next 4 years, you're going to learn and grow in ways you really never imagined possible. But how will all that work now? We haven't seen anything like this pandemic in 100 years. In fact, your very first act as a Hamilton student was a drive-by nose swab. And you've been told over and over, wear a mask, stay 6 feet apart from others, wash your hands, and do it while singing Happy Birthday. Some of your classes are going to be remote, and everything from a cappella concerts and athletics will look different this year and will operate under various restrictions. Welcome to college, indeed. And yet here you are, and here we are too. Our faculty and staff have been working pretty much round the clock for months now to prepare for your arrival. We can't do things as we've always done them. We can't hold this orientation program in person. We can't teach all our classes in person. We can't gather in large groups, but we can work together to make physically distanced and remote instruction a transformative and enriching experience. We can find new ways to socialize and study and exercise. In short, we can innovate, we can adapt, and we can learn. And that, after all, is what college is all about. Now, some things, pandemic or not, haven't changed. Much of what happens over the next 4 years really will be up to you. In fact, in some important ways, it will be up to you now more than ever. Pushing boundaries, seeking out new experiences, connecting closely with your peers is part and parcel of the college experience. It's part of your emotional and social development. It's only natural to want to set aside your masks, forget about the 6-foot rule, cluster with your friends, maybe even go to a party. It's only natural. Unfortunately, doing what comes naturally today will send us all home. There's a lot we still don't know about the coronavirus, but there's a lot we do know. And we know that college campuses, which are often compared to landlocked cruise ships, are perfect settings for the virus to spread if we're not careful. Parties, you might as well host your own super spreader event. Yes, it's true, of course, we're testing you twice a week. We're doing that to be as careful as we can. But just because you test negative today doesn't mean you might not be spreading the virus tomorrow. Indeed, the biggest risk of testing is that it might create a false sense of complacency. The college is doing everything it can to keep all of us safe. We have reinvented pretty much every aspect of college operations, from modular housing to grab-and-go lunches to remote instruction. But the rest is up to you. Last year, which seems like a lifetime ago, I was focused on something very different at these orientation remarks. I was talking to students about cell phone use. I asked how many of you have your cell phone with you, and as you might imagine, pretty much every hand in the room went up. I asked students, how many of you sleep with your cell phones next to you? Most of the hands stayed up. And then I gave the usual lecture about how students spend 6 to 9 hours a day looking at their phones. And I reminded students that if that's what you wanted to do, if you just wanted to take in information passively, you could have stayed home, watched some MOOCs, and saved your parents a ton of money. But that's not why you're here. You're at the start of an incredible experience. You'll learn more over the next 4 years than you ever thought possible. You'll learn to think critically, to do deep reading of texts, to construct, critique, and defend an argument, to cultivate aesthetic appreciation, to understand difference, and to develop empathy. That's what liberal arts education is all about. All of that and more will happen if you engage. We have extraordinary faculty. They will push you and challenge you and encourage you. Seek them out. Learn from your peers. They're some of the most talented people around. Get the most out of the next 4 years. That means really listening to people. And to do that, you have to be fully present. We all think we can multitask, and we're all kidding ourselves. We are an intimate, engaged learning community. We want you to immerse yourself in it fully and take full advantage. In short, take charge of your education. Now, parents, this part's for you. Even in a normal year, I understand it's hard to let go. On my daughter's first day of school, I'm talking kindergarten now, not college, we did all the usual things. We stood at the driveway, we took pictures, we helped her get on the school bus. And then when she climbed on board, she never looked back, which was just as well, because shortly afterwards I jumped in the car and followed the bus to school just to make sure she made it okay. And that was ridiculous. After all, we were living in Ithaca, New York. Everybody was watching over her, the bus driver, the school teachers, the principal. It was probably the safest 100 yards anyone has ever walked. But I wanted to know that she was doing all right. I understand the temptation. But parents, it's time to stop following the bus. Be there for your students when they need you, but know that your students are ready, and you will support them best by showing them that you know they're ready. As you know by now, students, at Hamilton we make you a promise. You can study what you love, be who you are, and prepare to become the person you were meant to be. This is an incredible opportunity, pandemic or not. It's an opportunity that so few people ever have. Make the most of it. In the meantime, I look forward to meeting each and every one of you. Welcome to Hamilton.
Hello, new students. Here you are on the threshold of a life-changing intellectual adventure. By choosing your classes, you've taken the first step on the road, but even if you think you know where that road ought to lead, it will surprise you. I'm told that half of you will change your plans. And I praise those of you who have the wisdom to know that you don't know yet what your major is going to be. Getting an education in an open curriculum is a rare privilege. Congratulations on earning the opportunity to chart your own journey. The very fact that you have been chosen to be at Hamilton College indicates that you are self-starters, independent thinkers, and people who learn for the sake of learning, one of life's deepest and most enduring pleasures. A Hamilton education does not operate from a checklist, and you and your classmates will demonstrate that by embracing serendipity and taking intellectual risks. You will find your own adventure, trusting that a broad and deep liberal arts education will equip you with the skills, knowledge, and habits of mind that are the foundations for both success and a life well lived. All around you, the culture echoes with urgent warnings against impractical choices and makes unfounded predictions about safe bets. Have the boldness to ignore those distracting messages. Start with what you think you'll love. Add things you or your friends discover. Try out the suggestions of your advisors and professors. Allow yourself to wander. We'll have lots of advice for you, so please ask us for it. You know how the room of requirement works. It provides what you need when you find out that you need it. I feel certain that right now the room of requirement is providing lots of masks. Let us know what kinds of questions and challenges you thrive on, and we'll help you on your way. Normally, that's what I want new students and parents to hear. And even in our strange new way of proceeding during a pandemic, it's all still true. Your faculty and your faculty advisor will be eager to get to know you and guide you on the way. You're hearing from me because I'm the Dean of Faculty. The Dean most important to all of you will be my wonderful colleague, Dean Martinez, the Dean of Students. Most of you won't have many encounters with me because I'm in charge of academics, not student life. But my area, like Dean Martinez's area, has lots of precious people in it. The faculty and staff at Hamilton have been working all summer long getting ready for your arrival. Some of them you'll meet online. About 65% of sections are meeting in person, and some of the remotely taught classes will meet under canopies while the good weather holds. I know the faculty would want me to assure you that whatever the modality of their teaching, whether you meet them masked and at a distance in person or through Zoom, they care about you and your learning. So I need to ask you to care about them. The faculty include people who will seem like your older siblings. They include young parents. Some will remind you of your parents or even your grandparents. They are all these things: daughters, sons, siblings, parents, grandparents, in addition to being experts in their academic fields. All you have to do is think about your own loved ones and your own community to imagine how this community feels about one another. Monitoring your symptoms, keeping physically distant, and wearing your masks helps protect everybody, including the teachers who will guide you through your 4 years. It scares the bejesus out of me when I see groups of students clustering on campus without masks. Please help me keep the incomparable faculty of Hamilton College safe.
Hello, my name is Peaches Valdes, and I am the Dean of Admission at Hamilton College. And on behalf of my colleagues from the Admission and Financial Aid offices, it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you and your families to Hamilton. Every summer, we anxiously await the start of the new academic year and welcome our newest members' arrival to campus. This year, it is with anticipation, uncertainty, and now relief that after an unprecedented 6 months in which our lives and those of our families, our countries, and the world have changed, we've reached a significant benchmark and are prepared to start the new academic year. 1 year ago, many of you were in the final year of high school and also in the thick of the college application process. You walked miles forwards while others walked backwards on campus tours, answered questions like, "Who am I?" in 500 words or less, reflected on your extracurricular commitments, and prepared to flourish in classes and ace your exams to show your academic potential for success. However, it is actually the last 6 months that truly showed your ability to thrive. You adapted to new settings at a moment's notice, reevaluated how you spent your time as your mobility was limited, and reinforced the value of relationships by creatively finding ways to connect due to social distancing directives. Even when Zoom meetings and Google Hangouts became part of your daily schedule, not only for your education, but for your social connections, you did not let this prevent you from still maximizing the most of your last year. This time has been full of adversity, and we can expect obstacles continue. But what each of you has shown is an amazing amount of resilience and living lives of consequence in this new normal. You also embody those qualities that I believe make an ideal Hamilton student and will help you through the upcoming years. With your admission to Hamilton, your academic ability was confirmed, but you are fearless in your convictions, thoughtful in your scholarly pursuits, and are eager to make a difference in this world. So let me dispel any feelings of uncertainty. We chose you because of all of that, and also because we believe you belong here. Our first-year students were selected from the second largest applicant pool in the college's history. From a pool of nearly 7,500, we only admitted 18% of all first-year applicants. This fall, we will welcome 440 first-years to campus, and in January, you will be joined by 42 Jan first-years and roughly 30 fall first-years who deferred to January for health or travel reasons due to the pandemic. By spring, once all of our first-years are on campus, the class of 2024 will be 510 strong. We are also welcoming 16 new transfer students this year, 4 of whom have deferred their admission to start of the next semester. Our new students are from so many different backgrounds, geographically, socioeconomically, ethnically, racially, politically, culturally, and religiously. You are activists, artists, advocates, academics, and athletes, class presidents, captains, entrepreneurs, social media influencers, caregivers, mentors, food service workers, and survivors. These are just a sampling of the ways that you have defined your impact and engagement with the world around you. You will come together on this hill and you will learn from one another, and you will make this world a better place. To the families, we are honored that your child chose Hamilton. Thank you for supporting them throughout their lives and serving as their advocates as they prepare to join our community. I know that this year will be a little bit more difficult in letting your child go, but remember that you have helped them to become the resilient adult that they are today. Have faith that they will embody the values you have instilled upon them. Also have trust in us that we will continue to support your student during this unprecedented time. To the students, I hope that my comments have reassured you that you belong here at Hamilton. I know that this year will be quite unlike any other, but you have shown great adaptability and commitment. I would encourage you to continue to embrace all of the experiences before you, ask questions, and lean into the unknown. Finally, to President Wippman and the Hamilton community, it is my absolute pleasure and honor to present to you our newest students. They have chosen Hamilton as home and are prepared to engage in a transformational education. Welcome to Hamilton and welcome home.
Welcome, class of 2024. My name is Terry Martinez, and I'm the Vice President and Dean of Students. I'm coming at you from my home on campus, and at some point I would love to welcome you to my house. You are here on campus, and you are at orientation, so you've reached your destination. You've done all the things that you've needed to do to get here. You've filled out your application, you've submitted your letters, you've completed forms, your housing survey, your online tours for Title IX, and other important information, and you've begun connecting with each other through Facebook. Unique to your class has also been the added responsibility for testing and quarantining so that we can all be here together safely. But you've done so much more to get here. According to the profile descriptions we've just heard from Dean Valdes, you've achieved an incredible amount to get into Hamilton, and now you are here. Please know that you are no longer expected to participate in a plethora of activities as ways to add items to your resume. You've already done that. Instead, I ask you to think about why you've come to college. More importantly, why you've come to this college. Our website says, and I quote, "The words 'Know thyself' appear in Greek at the top of the college seal, which dates back to Hamilton's founding more than 200 years ago. Only after gaining a full appreciation of your strengths, skills, and interests can you contribute to society and achieve the professional success and personal satisfaction you seek." End quote. You will need some time to explore, learn, and then decide what your strengths are and how you can contribute meaningfully to society and professional success. You'll need time to figure out what gives you personal satisfaction, and you cannot do this in a meaningful and thoughtful way if you're too busy trying to get to the next thing instead of thinking about what you're doing in this moment. Yes, join student organizations, but just pick one or two. Try them out and decide if they suit you. If not, move on. And once you declare a major, you'll need to think about how you will complete the requirements, but don't be so stuck on what happens in 5 to 7 years. Think about what you're learning today, about your passions, and about your interests. The same goes for your coursework. Take time to really delve into the material your esteemed faculty members will provide you. Please don't ask them, will this be on the test? Instead, ask yourself, why is this relevant, important, or significant? What am I supposed to be learning by studying this? There will be moments when the road will not be an easy one to travel. You'll struggle at some point over something, and here's a little secret. Everyone struggles at some point or another with something. Everyone. Whether it's to figure out how to do better on the next exam, how to find your people and your place socially, or try to nail down the right major for yourself. Your life will not be perfect. You've already learned this as you experienced your senior year in high school and watched in ways that you could not have anticipated. But you've also demonstrated flexibility and creativity and how to reach out for your support. As a college student, you are on your own and maybe by yourself for long periods of time, but know that you are not alone. Speak with an advisor, a counselor, a dean, or any of our amazing student leaders. They each have worked through a problem and can help guide you, especially those student leaders you've already met and will meet in the coming days. So please join me in thanking these students. They have had to pivot their expectations for guiding an orientation group, but are eager to make things work and to ease your transition during these unprecedented times. Talk to these students. They may provide you with some pretty valuable insights. Ask them about their struggles, but most importantly, ask them how they navigated them. I'd also like to thank Tessa Shafalo, Amy James, Andrew Gillings, Paula Lopez, Katie Stewart, and Dana Campbell for coordinating a very different orientation than anyone could have imagined. This was no small feat, and they have so carefully designed a program just for you. So please don't miss out by ignoring what is to come in the days ahead. I want to give you the biggest piece of advice on how you can navigate your days ahead so that you can fully appreciate and enjoy this crazy ride. Sleep. It's that easy. Sleep. Jane Brody wrote a piece in the New York Times entitled "The Unappreciated Key to College Success." Sleep. I recommend that you read this on your own time. It has information on how you can achieve college success, increase your learning, and reduce your stress levels. And this semester, more than ever, it will be important for all of us to work at reducing our stress. As you navigate the next several days and weeks ahead, I hope that you will explore interesting things and meet interesting people along the way. Ask for directions if you're lost, but enjoy the experience. Join us as we create a new reality, bring the best of who you are, and think about how you can contribute to the common good. Protect yourself and each other. Wear a mask, wash your hands, and maintain a safe physical distance. Even with all of these new restrictions, you will find that this is an incredible place with an amazing group of people and unparalleled opportunities. Enjoy them all. Good luck and be well. Welcome to Hamilton.